Hey there, Pathless Peddlers. We've got a exclusive video for you guys. Have you guys ever wondered why the Gino mount is called the Gino mount? Well, we've got Gino here, and we're gonna ask him questions. Stay tuned after the break and find out. We're here with Gino Zond, the man behind the Gino mount. For those that aren't familiar with it, can you describe it really quickly?
Sure. It's a little piece of aluminum that allows you to mount a bicycle light in a number of places on your bike. It's that simple.
So you had this idea, so how did it come into production?
At the time, I was living in Chico, California, and a good friend of mine named Paul Price, who is the founder of Paul Component Engineering.
I think I've heard of him.
Yeah. He's done a thing or two in the cycling industry. So I, in just using Adobe Illustrator, illustrated this very crude idea of how I thought it should work. I took it to Paul, and he looked at it, and Paul's very understated with everything. He was like, "Oh, that's kind of a good idea. I like that." And so 4 or 5 days later, he called me and he said, "Hey, I made a few of those things." And so I went over to his shop, and the prototype product that he had made was like 100 times more beautiful than the illustration that I had given him. And so we decided to test that out for a few months and put it on different bikes in different locations. And it turns out that the original design with Paul's input turned out to be the final product that went into production.
That was like probably pre-Kickstarter. So it helps to have good friends.
Yeah. That was definitely an advantage, to just be able to ride a couple miles down the road to Paul headquarters and be like, "Hey, what do you think about this?"
So when you start to see Gino mount in stores, like, what was that like?
In Chico, there just aren't that many bike shops that carry weird stuff like Paul sells.
Right.
And so actually, the first time that I saw it in the wild was in San Francisco on a pass and stow rack. I was just walking down Valencia Street, and as I saw it out of the corner of my eye, I was like, "Oh my God, there's a Gino on that bike!" And so that was like the first time I'd seen it.
Did you say anything to the guy?
It was just locked up. It was just
okay.
locked up on the street. That kind of spurred me to go, "Oh, well, they're actually in stores." And so I went to a shop in San Francisco and saw it for the first time, like sitting in a glass case.
Right.
And it was the coolest thing ever, because I'm a product designer. That's what I've done my whole career, but mostly software and hardware interfaces and that kind of thing. And so to see something in the wild that just literally started as a sketch and a conversation with one of my buddies, it's just the best feeling in the world.
So do you ever get celebrity sightings where people recognize you and ask you, are you the guy, are you the Gino behind the Gino mount?
Shockingly, yes.
Oh, really?
Yes. I can't tell you how many times at this point. I mean, it's been 10 years, right? So it's not like it's happening all the time, but it's probably happened a couple dozen times where people have walked up to me and been like, "Dude, are you the Gino, like behind the Gino?" And so I have no idea how that happened, but it has happened a number of times.
So has this bicycle accessory fame changed you?
I would like to think not. I would like to think that I'm still a grounded individual,
right.
Focusing on the right things.
Yeah. Thank you so much for taking the time and telling us the backstory of the Gino mount. If you guys are interested, definitely look it up. It's a super useful accessory that lets you mount your bike light anywhere you want to on the bike. And it's also beautifully made. It's made by Paul, so it can't go wrong. So thanks again for being on our channel.
Thanks for coming by and having me on the show.
Yeah. So if you guys like bike nerdy content like this, don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.